Collins spoke in Kelly Auditorium of Alter Hall on Monday, September 29th, and it was insightful as well as entertaining. This is Tatiana Sanders here with Gail Collins to interview her about her job with the New York Times. Gail, you're from Cincinnati, Ohio.
I sure am.
How did you come to work for the New York Times?
Well, I've worked for a lot of papers, and I must say that several of them have gone under in the process. It's a hard job, working for newspapers these days, but I went from Cincinnati to college, and then I started on small papers and worked my way up.
And so how long have you been working for the New York Times?
About 12 or 13 years now. It's been a while.
And Gail was the first woman to ever be appointed as the editor of the editorial page for the New York Times. What's it like writing for the New York Times? I remember that you had spoken during your speech about how Hillary Clinton was happy that you were with her because a lot of the other reporters were rather young compared to you all, but you're still age well. What was that like?
It is true that, that the campaigns are really a young person's job now, both working on the campaigns and also covering the campaigns. It's very hard work. You're on a plane running from place to place to place, and you never really relax much. There's now these days you're both blogging and you're writing news stories. You may be doing radio feeds, so it's a very hard job, and most of the people doing it are really pretty young.
Okay. All right, and lastly, I noticed that you mentioned that you were the editor, and I found out you were the first female editor of the New York Times. So what was that like?
It was. We've never had any female editor at that level. I was named editorial page editor in 2001, and it was very neat. I could tell after my name was announced that the building was really happy, and it wasn't because of me. It was because they liked the idea of having a woman in that kind of position. So it was a really good moment.
Well, thank you very much, Gail, for your time.
It's a pleasure.
This is Tatiana Sanders for the Xavier News on the Muskie.